doing such a good job.
Bloodbeast 900 was here first. Boo. Cynical Mums was not first. Try again next time.
I've got some jobs ready for you. Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you. Looks like there are others out there in need of help. Looks like there are others out there in need of help. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Yeah.
I think you're back.
Alright, if we have another issue, we might just raid out. And maybe I'll do a little video or something over the weekend. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the patience to fight my internet and OBS.
That's fair.
I just don't. I just don't. This is why we do YouTube videos as well.
Now we could say...
I need to fully restart Phasmo though, because it's like frozen now. It's not happy about me. Oh, no, okay, it's working. Just kidding.
Looks like there are others out there in need of help.
Just kidding.
Welcome back.
Hi, blood. Continued technology, yeah. Yeah. I have many opinions about my internet company.
Do you want me to, like, bully them?
If bullying them will help, sure.
I'll call them.
I'll sue them.
I'll go fucking shit on their pillows.
Do it. Do it. Hi, Racer. How are you?
Get a pet duck and have it take a crap on their pillows.
What?
I'ma go.
For the record, ducks will just shit on anything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get a goose and just let it loose in their house.
Yeah, that too.
I'll share
then
my
you gotta
internet
go
with
back.
you. Honestly, you probably could. You probably could, Leigh. And it would probably be
Are
better
you,
than
like,
what it is
where
right
you live,
now.
like, locked into them? You
I'm
can't
just
get
saying.
them?
Yeah, there's
Racist
not
favorite rapper.
really any other option. Unless like,
Race's favorite rapper
Huh?
is Race's favorite rapper is Soulja Boy. Cause he probably
Oh
loved
my
that
God.
animation rap song that Soulja Boy did.
Unless our like neighborhood decides to allow another company to dig to put lines in, then we're fucked. We there's nothing we can do.
Night
Night
Mama
Mama,
Angel
thank you
just
for the 2
resubscribed for 2
months.
months.
I
A
appreciate
dear
you.
one.
Yours
Time to
was
move to a real
last
city.
night. It's so stupid, Sylvan. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of
Move in
here.
with me.
Where is
Okay.
it?
Ghosty, come move in.
I got too many bills to catch up on before I'm able to move.
We can have like one big gay house together.
Oh, it's not. Yeah,
Like
it's
Great
not that. It's
Housewives.
literally the internet company. Pause. It's literally the internet company. Thank you, Racer. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. I'm glad you're excited for your Toonami this weekend. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we're doing Discord games, too. We're going to be playing Ham the Game. So if you want to come hang out and play, I'm going to be recording it, just a heads up. So if anybody wants to come play, Discord tomorrow.
Yeah, she's
Be
gonna play
there.
Hamtaro the game.
No. Not
You said ham. That's
Hamtaro.
short for Hamtaro.
No.
But when we
No.
work together, it's much better.
No.
But you're my best friend.
You're my best friend, true, but it's not Hamtaro. It's not Hamtaro. It's just ham. It's just
Green
ham.
eggs and ham? Green
No.
eggs and ham?
No.
Yeah,
No. We need to get honestly we need to get True the game because I feel like True would probably enjoy it and be really funny.
What?
Vodka snacks, you got it. Let me get her. Hold on. Who's gonna be the fourth person for this round, by the way?
Oh, oops, I guess I will unless somebody else want to join.
Oh, Orine's looking.
Also, Zero, I see you streaming with that 3-stream streak. You guys better close your rises and make it 0 in the
I've got some jobs
chat.
ready for you.
I know,
Well,
-7
let's
from my
myself.
internet. -7 from my internet, honestly. Honestly. You want another one? I'll give you another one. I'll give you another one. Okay. Leigh wants number 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. You got the sun, Leigh. Which we all know is a lie. You don't have any sanity, so. We all know that's a lie.
Hey, you better boss up.
All right. Orion, your
Orion,
badge
I'm
looks
gonna give you a
very
hint.
orange.
Orion, stay in the truck.
I don't remember that badge looking so orange.
Gosh, I want that badge.
It looks more red on my screen. I don't know.
Does it?
It looks orange for me.
Yeah, it's orange in Santa's stream.
Interesting. Huh. Yeah, it looks very orange for me. I don't remember it looking that orange. I remember it looking more red.
It's
Never.
supposed to be red.
How does Orion's badge look to you?
That's weird.
Dead
It's
asset, dead asset, dead asset.
It's pretty
dead,
orange.
Dead asset.
It's red on my screen.
I wonder.
Oh, there's like a
No,
orange effect.
it's still
version of that red one.
orange.
Yeah, I see it. I'm
Yeah.
about to say that. I like that. Give me that.
Weird. A spicy spam
no,
taro.
no.
Oh my gosh.
I just had a look on the wiki, and the static one's red, and the animated one is orange.
I don't
Yep.
remember it being that orange.
No, it's not that orange. I have your stream up on my other monitor. It is not
It-
that
it
orange
is more-
on my screen.
Orange for me than it looks on the wiki, but it.
Let me see
Uh,
if...
I think I'm the same
anyone else-
orange as Shana's, to be fair. Maybe it's something with the card, and
Maybe.
whoever doesn't have it on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can... Will you let me grab... Oh, yes, you will. You will let me grab it.
Interesting. I don't know. I have no idea.
You can look at
Vodka's the
Discord and
best
see
dog,
exactly
I
what it looks
agree.
like on my screen if you want.
I'm curious, yeah. Where'd you put it?
In hell.
In hell? Okay.
I don't
It may look
see it.
reversed on your screen because I'm using my capture card as a camera.
Oh, I don't even see. I don't see your comment
No.
in hell.
It shows me streaming to where my camera is on in hell. Oh, Hold on, let me.
Oh,
do this
I
different
see
way.
what
Let me
you're doing.
do it share screen instead of. No, I
Oh,
can't share
okay.
screen from my.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I can. Hold on. Where are you?
I won't be able to see that anyway.
Elgato, there we go. There it goes. Now I'm actually streaming. Before I had it, like, using it as a camera webcam. There it goes.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
I kind of want to put these side by side. Oh, no, it still looks orange for me from my screens. I wonder if it's your screen thing, because it looks the same for me.
It could be my color correction on my monitor too.
Yeah, it might be your color correction. It still looks the same for me.
Okay, because yeah, that monitor I do photo work on too, so it's calibrated for.
Yeah, it still looks the same for me. It's very orange.
Okay.
It's very orange. Interesting.
Nightmare.
I just don't remember it being that orange.
Nightmare.
Hi, Doe. How are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I think it's too dangerous to play with this group. What do you mean? We're just goofing. We're just goofing. No, I need to choose the map.
We're just all here to get
Oh,
killed by
shit.
Shana.
I'm just fucking around in the thing.
I'm new
There's
here.
my favorite
Stop lying,
trolling
Bubba. Stop lying, Bubba. Why are you lying? You've refreshed the page. Welcome back, guys. I'm so sorry about that. Mediacom is literally the worst. If you live anywhere that has Mediacom and you have another option, I would recommend trying the other option if you can, because Mediacom is the worst. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Witcher, enjoy your Java Gen. You guys can get all your drinks and stuff again. Thought we were talking about badges on Twitch until I came back and saw the actual screen. I know. I don't know. In my memory, it was more red than that. I don't know. Mandela effect. Maybe in another universe it was more red.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly.
In another universe, it was more red.
New intel. Reports of light switching. Possibly harmless, but be careful out there.
Mee. Just normal rain, not a blood moon. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Used that badge for quite a while and it was red, I swear. I swear it was too. I swear it was too, but maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe.
I mean, wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time.
Yeah, she thought I teleported, so yeah, she's crazy.
You were teleporting. I have video evidence.
I think
I
that's
wish
the
for
game
safety.
being broken.
Oh. We're starting off early.
Jojo's probably checking the mirror to see where the room is.
Oh, I already did that.
Oh, you already did that?
No, I was just sending you the static and I needed a freaking
I'll tell you, it's upstairs.
Is it?
The ghost is upstairs.
Okay.
Chat, notice how I'm not playing and they just forget about playing the whole Chaos Rules fiasco.
I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody forgot anything.
Y'all looking for the ghost now instead of trying to kill each other.
They're literally pulling cards, true.
Well,
We're
their
not
cars, of
pulling
course, you're gonna
cards.
push.
We would never do that.
Is that why I can see Shana's screen?
You can't.
You're
Stop
stream sniping. That's cheating.
What do you want me to do? I keep an eye on chat when I'm playing with you.
You
Stream
pop out the
sniper.
chat so you can see the chat, but not the stream.
Oh,
Stream sniper.
Do you really think I'd bother with doing that? There we go, I popped out the chat.
He didn't do it, Chat.
Happy
He
now.
lied.
Uh-oh.
I also need to be able to call people. At least
Shana
it's
kind of
actually a
hot when
valid
she
one.
played Phasmo. Please, no. No. Sarah's always hot, no matter what she's doing. No matter what she's doing. Jumbled, I see you streaking with that 10 stream streak. You guys better close your eyes. This is Nikki Jumbled in the chat. Alright, our ghost is still hunting, so. Okay, it's done. Everybody stole my hiding spot.
Wait. Were you pulling cards while it's hunting?
No. Get out of here, Orion! Go away!
I was in here first!
No, you weren't! I was! Find your own spot! First you steal my hiding spot that I paid for, then you try and come in my room when I leave. Go away!
I really hope you weren't wasting cards.
I am not the ghost. I am not the ghost. I was not wasting cards. The ghost was not hunting. Also, I
well,
can't shut
it
that
was.
door for some reason. It's stuck.
I couldn't open the front door. Now I can. All that time you were pulling cards, I couldn't do it.
No, no, no. No, it wasn't. It was not hunting. Because
Then
I
the
checked
front
the
door was
light.
locked somehow.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that happened. Won't be the last time, probably.
Oh, I see what it's stuck on.
What's it stuck on?
Look,
Oh, I can't pick up the monkey paw.
holding it.
Oh, I can see it on the
That's what-
floor over here still.
That's what was happening to me earlier. I
There you
could see
go.
the monkey paw where it starts off, but you were already using it.
That's so weird.
That's so fun.
That's so weird. How you doing, Claymore? No, Sarah, that's you all the time. That's you all the time. Guys, can we get it like a Sarah is hot, pass it on train, please? Are they updating Willow? Yeah, on Tuesday. On Tuesday. Willow's completely changing.
It's done.
Okay. I wish for activity. I wish for activity. I wish the ghost was trapped.
Interesting.
Sag, it is, but it's also exciting. It's also exciting. We got a hydration
Oh,
station.
that's
Teacher,
why.
please hydrate. What's why what?
I saw a light turn on, it's true.
Are you sure?
Shrew's playing with the lights?
I know, right? How am I
No.
playing with the lights?
No! What the heck? My game is weird. No, I'm being
Where are
serious.
you? Where are you?
Orion is currently true. Ohioans number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now you know why I am so
6?
tired that I get people wrong.
You got the Wheel of Fortune. You either gained or lost 25% sanity, but either way you're safe. Oh, I'm gonna DM Nepo. Hold on.
I think we're good. Not good.
No.
No.
Hold on.
I couldn't hear anything. My
You
why is
have
that?
your in-game chat on. can't lose what I don't have. Honestly, that's so valid.
It looked like a potato on your screen.
Nepo,
Done.
Nepo, do you have your in-game chat on? What did Nepo just wish for? How did you just manifest?
What do you mean? I walked down here and walked
You were
into
not
the
here a
fight.
second ago. You just manifested.
I walked down here.
I think I made a boo-boo.
See, JoJo?
What did you wish for on the paw?
I think I was supposed to wish for that.
What did you wish for?
To see the ghost.
Also,
I
check your
can't see
DMs. Check your
anything now.
DMs.
I can't see anything.
Wait, has someone else got the... Oh no, they haven't got the voodoo doll. That's weird.
Are you near? Are you far? Can you give us a sign of where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Can you give us a sign of where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Can you give us a sign of where are you? Are you near? Are you far? Can you give us a sign? Where are you?
Whoever's trying to sabotage those sound alerts, I see you. Night, mama.
Give us a sign.
Yeah, ghosty.
Nepo wish to see JoJo, please.
Thanks for using your smudge, Nepo.
I got scared.
Yeah, because I was calling it to us.
Okay.
I did it. I eat.
I'm gonna go
I
grab.
was just trying to kill you, I feel horrible.
I don't wanna die. Can I leave?
You don't have to
Sandy's all
die.
gone. I'm gonna go grab salt.
I'm gonna die. It's
Okay,
hunting.
it's hunting. It's hunting. I can get back in.
I don't know where to go.
Don't die.
Sacrifice
Can you get to the
yourself for
guy?
Nepo.
No, because the dash stick's in the hunt. There's no hiding spot over here.
It's okay, I'm calling it to Ned. Try and get to the garage. It's in the basement at the moment.
Save Nepo! Save Nepo! Group low-key gaslighting Shana. I know, right? Why are they all trying to gaslight me? Honestly, so rude. I gotta figure out where everybody is, though.
Where are you, Nepo?
Why are you guys going outside?
I'm outside.
Come back!
Is my in-game chat on too? I think I have them both on.
I haven't heard you in
I
game.
can't hear you in game. Get back inside, goobers.
Wow, there go that word again.
Yeah, goobers. You really needed a beat for the dance with the ghosty? Listen, I was trying to survive and listen.
Oh,
And I know we have.
I
Who just walked outside? Get back in here, Orion. Do we have any objects left? Yes. I get for not being able to see. That's okay, because it's in hunts now. Don't you teabag me, Orion.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
I think this is just a normal move, by the way.
I rebinded it to toggle, and now I think it's off now.
Well, I'm dead, so I wouldn't be able to hear you.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, you can hear people. You can hear people in game when you're
I
dead.
think I have
It depends where Nepo is.
As long as you're near them, yeah.
Oh, talk now, Nepo. Well,
Did you just get Nepo killed?
This first, like,
No, I didn't. I was dead. I was already dead.
Anyways, there's a nice one.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Oh, too bad we didn't. Well, we had one hiding spot, but only one.
Okay, hang on. Before we go into the thing, I think I think I had pushed a talk on and the thing was coming for me, so I rebinded it to toggle. Can you hear me in game?
Yes.
I
Can you
cannot.
hear me in game now?
No.
Okay. So
I can't hear you at all.
You have in-game muted, don't you, Shana?
No.
Oh.
Say something again, Nepo?
I definitely hear you in-game.
I don't. That's so weird.
I was hearing you in-game.
That's so weird.
Here are the ground.
Hi, stranger.
You can punch me, kick me, pull my
It's
hair.
been a
I
while.
am A-okay.
I hear nothing.
Yeah, I see that.
Biting and scratching are
I hear
on
nothing.
the table. You can use
I
fire.
don't
It's
even
okay.
think the
Hi, Paul. How are
I'm looking
you?
at my butt.
Great bit.
It's good to see you. I hear nothing. Let me see. Maybe once we get in, maybe it's just the lobby. Although, wait, I had this. Hold on, I'm gonna remake the lobby. I had this issue when we were doing pubs one time, remember? And I had to do a whole new. It had to be a whole new lobby
Welcome back.
for it to work.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like there are others out there in need of help.
With Sylvan?
You mean Siri?
Yeah, with Siri. Yeah. Yeah, the surfer dudes. Yeah. How you doing, Paul? It's good to see you. It's good to see you.
That's probably a good idea, Tess. Can you hear me in the
New
lobby
nickname is gonna be
in-game?
Siri. Say something?
Hello? Can you hear me in game as well?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Orion, can you hear me in game as well?
No, I only hear you coming through Discord.
Okay, then it is true that PlayStation can't do in game at the same time.
Oh, you can only do one or the other?
Yeah, at least that's what I've been told, but then I've seen people somehow get it to work. I don't know how.
Maybe they have some kind of, like, workaround or something.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you check out my friend Paul if you have not.
Only,
you have
well,
not.
it's popping up that you're in game, but I can only hear you in Discord though. Oh no, now I'm hearing double.
Yeah, now I only hear you in game.
Yeah, I heard you twice, now I only hear you once. I'm gonna take that as a Shana can't hear
Oh,
you in game.
ready up? I know,
Did you not hear me?
No, try again. Nothing. Let's try getting in the lobby and see. I don't know. That's super weird. I don't know why it's not working.
Testing.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me in game as well now? Can you hear me?
No. No. Just once in Discord, that's it. Okay. I need these. It's in the garage. I need the paw. I wish for safety.
Ribcage.
Do you want to know a fun fact?
Yeah.
You cannot. You know how when you don't want to use your mic in game, you set it to where like it pops up the options for like the widgets or like the speaker box, right? You don't have to use your voice. Yeah. So when you do that with the Ouija board, you can't set the Ouija board down.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
You're stuck holding it. There's no setting it down. Because it wants you to say goodbye, and you can't say goodbye because, well,
That's unfortunate. Mihi, if you wanted to play, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said put yourself in purgatory, and we'll drag you to hell. And everybody's taking turns. Everybody's taking turns.
Hey, who's throwing stuff at me?
Well, that's probably a dead Nepo.
it wasn't me.
Wait, is Nepo dead?
Yeah.
I couldn't set the Ouija board down.
Are you alive?
Can I set the mirror down?
I
Oh.
am. Did you die?
No.
Nepo manifested in front of me and then disappeared.
I was hanging out next to you.
Now I don't have a smudge.
Well, we probably should hang out near the tarot card feed.
Is it still hunting?
Tower. No, it's not hunting right now. Devil.
I think it's in the garage.
Oh, it is most definitely.
Wheel of Fortune green.
Ooh.
Devil?
You're like 6-7-ing over there on my screen.
Devil?
How did you come back to life? Did someone wish?
That was all
or
of
was
them.
it-
Jojo wished.
Oh, I did.
Whoa.
I brought you back.
What?
What was that?
Why did everything just go dark?
Yeah, I was out in the truck and everything went out.
So I tried to change the weather, and it rejected it. And then I wished for sanity to try again. Did it change weather? It's almost like it wanted to change. What? How can they carry that?
I was seeing both for a second.
Hi.
Hello.
What?
Normally don't see how I'm not used to seeing
I'm alive.
Did you call it to us then?
But you're
Shana?
alive. What? You're alive.
No, I would never.
Yeah.
No, because I actually didn't hear you calling it.
I did. Yes.
There's a few smudges, or at least 2 in the basement, if anyone wants to.
Scared me. It slammed the door in my face.
Ghost
Oh.
Shana. Listen. Not Ghost, but maybe Moida.
At least this time you can't actually say you didn't kill me.
Are you dead?
Oh no, I did it on purpose that time.
Yeah, Shana killed me.
Where's
That was repayment for you taking away my tarot cards again earlier tonight.
Listen, to be fair, I was under the impression, and you can't deny this, that this was no rule. I was also, I swear I did not hear you mention anything about pulling the card. Had, I would have happily pulled them with you.
I asked if you wanted to pull the cards.
And I swear I didn't hear.
Shana, you're not allowed to talk like that, by the way.
What do you mean?
However the hell she wants.
Nope. I don't want to hear that from you. Nope.
I can talk however I want, True.
Wow. You only said that because JoJo said it.
I say that because
Well, that's all
it's
that's
my
right, true.
stream and I can say whatever I want.
Sure.
Why am I not allowed to talk like this, True?
There's reasons. No, don't do that.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
True woo.
True woo. True woo.
True woo.
Hey, don't do that. No.
Killer doll, enjoy your McCheesecake. So, any guesses on what this ghost is?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a wraith.
What are we thinking? Truly.
Yes. Hey. What?
Yeah.
What are we thinking? What are we thinking?
Who all still alive?
You and Orion. You gotta try and kill Orion.
I don't want to kill anybody. I want to be friends.
No,
Yeah,
you gotta try and kill Orion.
Wow. Shana trying to be violent.
It's the last man standing.
That's terrible.
I don't want to die.
Kill Orion. There's 2 smudgies in the basement. 2 instants down there.
Translation smudge sticks.
Watch out, Ghost Shana has a knife. Shana did.
I tried. It didn't work.
That means you won, Nepo. Oh my. God, have you seen something?
How did it find you?
I was trying to coax it over to sabotage Nepo. I didn't fire my smudge in that.
Oh my god, someone's body's floating around the place. Literally flying around.
Oh. I didn't see that.
Seriously, just flying around.
It was a shade? Wow.
It was a shady shade.
Stinky. Stinky.
That makes me happy.
Right?
I will
All right.
go out and let others have some fun killing you.
Who's gonna try spot number 4? Mihi? Maybe. Oh, you can stay in VC if you want, Jojo. You can stay in the
Is there more
VC.
people in line to play?
Yeah, I think Mihi wanted to play.
Is there more people? I can back out.
We got people. We're all just taking turns.
Oh,
Well,
Mihi.
no, I
yeah.
mean, if there's another person waiting, I'll back out.
True's here, Mihi's here, you're here, Orion's here, and Jojo's here. So we can do this group next. This works.
Yeah, go
this
in.
works.
Go in right now. I'm whooping people's butt in PvP, so yeah.
Well, that's all then.
Killer doll, enjoy your mimic cheesecake.
Ew, cheesecake.
Ghost just want to kiss you, please, please.
No one wants to kiss me.
Oh, whatever. True.
What?
You true blue.
Oh my gosh.
See, there you go.
What do you mean? See, there you go.
Nepo just
Do I
said
not
he'll
count?
kiss you. Does he not count? Yeah.
See how it is.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I clicked. I thought I clicked ready up. I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's okay. Jojo, I don't know if you heard me say that you're welcome to stay in the VC if you'd like.
My mic's not broken.
Yeah, I'm just making this stuff. That one time.
I wish for safety.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was clocked out. I wasn't even. Oh God. Everybody's already
What do you mean you're
started.
clocked out? You're fine.
I
You're
wasn't
fine.
even in there.
Can you guess where the ghost is?
I wish for safety. Get out of my spot or I will murder you. You can stay, Nepo.
Wow, that's favoritism.
It is.
Oh, I see people slingshotting.
Oh. We got weird lagging happening again?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a little scary, I won't lie.
Oh my goodness, I'm so stiff.
You're stuffed? Like full? What'd you eat?
Why are you coming by me? Don't come by me.
Kill Orion, Mihi! Kill Orion!
Oh my gosh.
Kill Shana.
Kill Orion! This is why I'm not playing Shana's Scaly right now. Listen, Shana just protects her Nepo because Nepo's a baby.
Hi.
And Shana gonna show favoritism.
Nepo, get out of there. Nepo, get out of there. Nepo, get out of there.
Ooh, he's the
It's a Thay. It's a 150% speed. But it does sound.
Cast.
It does sound like a Thay.
Cast Poochie came
Oh.
out of nowhere.
Nepo, where are you? Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Been lurking, but I wanted to say hi in a silly way. How was your stream tonight? Did you finally finish Control?
I got ghost bait over here.
Oh, somebody died.
Dang already. Oh, it's Mihi.
Not Mihi! Okay, I'm gonna pull a High Priestess and Mihi's gonna come back to life.
Oh, Ryan, notice that she would not do that for you.
Listen, I gotta murder Orion, I'm sorry.
See, that makes my case.
You don't need to murder me. The ghost found me.
I was trying.
The ghost found you?
The ghost found me anyway. I was on my way to another hiding spot. The ghost found me. I was trying to do it in the dark without my flashlight because, well, the ghost would have just found me faster.
I absolutely did not. The game never ends. I got infinity for the price I paid for it. Cass is streaming Control for all of the rest of forever, guys. Make sure you're following her. No, but seriously, make sure you're following her because we love Cass. We love Cass. That is Mama Cass. We would do anything for her. But also she's currently still playing Control. Still playing Control. Also plays lots of other horror games. We love Cass. We love Cass.
See Cass at the end of August.
I'm jealous. It's still hunting. My God.
Yeah, it is. This ghost is on a rampage. That's just done.
Rampage?
Rampage.
Not rampage, but rampage.
Rampage.
Okay, if I pull a High Priestess, maybe Mihi will come back to life, though.
That's the name of a city in Indiana.
Or I pull a Hangman and I die. You know, one of the two.
Rampiton.
I don't know what I just pulled, but I clicked too fast, apparently.
Oh, that's where Shana should move. She should move to Rampiton.
Who's going to be the last one standing? Is it going to be me, or is it going to be Nepo? That's the question. Nepo, we go loop the ghost.
Nepo, don't do it.
Hold on, I'll wish for life and
I
see
don't
if
think
Mihi
it's
comes
gonna
back.
be me.
Where's the monkey paw?
I don't think it's gonna be me.
Is that an NSYNC song? It's gonna be me.
It's gonna be mine. Do you have the monkey paw in your hand?
It's hunting again.
I'm hearing fingers. I know a lot about fingers.
Oh, what does that mean?
Nothing.
Uh-huh.
You think it means true?
I don't know. I want to be educated.
Exactly,
I'm always
Eli.
learning.
I mean, she has 10 fingers. True. Exactly. Exactly, Cass.
Kaz, I don't think that's what that means.
Exactly true. Exactly, Cass. Exactly.
Cass gets it.
Cass is making up excuses.
Cass would never. Do you have the
Cass
paw?
always.
Nepo, did you wish for life? Bring Mihi back? Oh.
Kaz, I know what you're talking about.
Well, guys, it's not an Oni or Kormos. And also, Nepo, your butt's in the air. I'm gonna clam slam it.
Oh my god.
I don't consent.
Shana's doing the Halo thing.
It's not a Halo thing.
What's the Halo thing? I forgot what it's called. What is it called?
It's at
Hello. Your eyes are bulging.
Okay, I didn't come here to get mocked for my bulging eyes.
So it's Orion who's alive.
Alive.
Oh, and
It took
it
me a
brought
hot second
Orion
before I
back.
could move again.
That doesn't sound disappointing in that.
She
No.
does sound disappointed in that.
Orion, we gotta loop this ghost and see who lives.
Come back,
No.
Nipple.
Alright, that's a trap.
That was a
Oh.
trap.
Orion's dead.
Ryan is dead again.
Ha 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 ha.
Again?
Again.
You died twice in the same game?
I know.
Wait, how are you brought back to life?
Monkey paw.
Oh.
In my life for you.
Oh, wow. Shana would never prove it that.
And then the ghost took it again.
Yeah, my name is Bug out.
I'm sorry, was I mocking you?
My name is Bug out. I don't see the ghost moving properly.
I feel like she was kind of slow for 150.
Wait, 150? I thought it was like 125.
No, we're 125. The ghost is 150.
Yeah, the ghost should be at 50.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Probably something.
Yes.
I'll go loop her again and see if I live.
Not to see what the ghost is, but to see if she lives. Get it off. Yes.
Some of you may die, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
She almost sound like the Kingpin from Spider-Man.
Okay, I'm gonna back out for now.
Thank you for playing with us, Nepo. Guys, go follow Nepo if you have not. I think it's faster this hunt than it was the last one!
Oh! She got hit with the fake room. The ghost that speeds up at the site.
No, I don't think it's that.
I didn't even know what that is. That's not much of a new guy in that game.
Did she change speeds at the end of the hunt there?
I don't think she did.
It sounded like she did, yes.
I feel like she slowed down at the end of the hunt.
I think she did.
It might have been her running into objects, but it could have been like an actual slowdown. I'm going Ovambo.
We're going to me, okay.
Ovambo number 5. Bop, 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 ba-da, bop, 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 ba-da. Let's see.
Survey says.
Babu
It's a demon.
A demon.
A demon, so it was her running into objects then.
Yep, somebody said demon all along.
Guys, go follow Nepo if you have not already. We love Nepo. We love
Who's calling my
Nepo.
name like that?
Me? Who else?
Oh my gosh.
Chewy
You look-
Willy.
I'll also jump out and let somebody else have a shot.
Are you
Look at my
sure?
badge.
All
Look at my
right.
badge. Oh, he left.
Jojo, you want to get back in here?
What happened to my hat?
I don't know.
You got it,
Your
I
hat's
think
kind of
about
see-through, except for the visor,
Bald spot.
and you have a very large forehead and blonde hair. I'm kind of concerned. True just looks
Oh my
angry.
gosh.
True looks so angry. Look at True's face.
I mean,
He's like, He looks pissed. He looks like
I'm angry at,
next level pissed.
I'm angry at these Detroit women. He looked like the lunch lady with that stock cap on.
There's JoJo.
I'm back.
Here's JoJo. What is happening in this room? Oh, hacky sacks.
Yeah, they went down there on their own, by the way.
Did they?
Yes.
All right, you guys ready? You got ready up, True.
All right, so another game of figure out what the ghost is. Let's go.
Sure, yeah.
Oh no. No, that's there by me.
We're gonna do this. I just hope we don't pull a hangman.
Fund is appropriate for this game.
Also, guys, if you're not following Orion, who was just playing with us as well, I need you to go follow Orion. We love him. Oh my god. Okay. I'm not hunting. Oh, I don't know what this is. I pulled too fast. Oh, I don't know. That was the last card. Dang it. Okay, what do we grab next? What do we grab next?
What the freak?
This is weird.
Excuse me. This is my spot.
Don't leave it.
Alright, I know which room the ghost is in.
I don't hear it. I don't hear anything.
Is it hunted?
Yes.
Oh, I found the bun.
You probably take a picture of it.
Little. Oh, look at bun. Did you guys hear it?
Is it in the wall?
I don't know.
I don't hear it at all.
It's done. It's done.
Yep, it is working.
It very much was hunting. Somebody's dead. Hi, NJ lovers. Welcome in.
Who died?
What happened, True? Why are we laughing?
Did True get Mickey killed?
What? No.
Are you alive, True?
Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
I'll say what happened when the game is over.
Did Mihi die?
I did not die.
So True died.
Didn't die.
Someone died.
I'm alive.
Did you pull a High Priestess?
No.
So someone did die.
I mean,
Or did they both
I heard
die?
somebody die.
I only heard one choking though. That's what's confusing me.
I'm still alive. I'm hiding.
Yeah, I'm alive too.
I think True's lying.
Is True
What?
with you, Mihi?
I think True's lying.
No,
Okay.
that's blasphemous.
No, True's lying.
That's
That's
blasphemous.
true lying. Right there.
What? No, it's
Him
not.
saying blasphemous and all that. He's
No.
lying.
What do you mean all of that? What the heck is all of that?
I guess we won't be
I'm alive.
wishing to revive a friend then, because we don't revive liars.
He thinks I'm lying 24/7. All of that.
And Mihi's right.
No.
Well, I mean, if you weren't lying.
Was it hunting just then?
No, JoJo's making wishes. It's not a gen though, because it turns breaker off. Unless it broke the breaker.
It's a Jen, let's go.
You know,
Oh, there's True's body. Clam slam, clam slam.
Clam slam. What's the thing called?
It's a clam
Yeah,
slam.
you
I
know
was
which-
clam slamming.
No,
you.
it's not. It's not called that.
do you know where the ghost room is?
I know where it is.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know Mihi?
Huh?
Do you know where the ghost room is?
No.
I heard it throw something when I came in. That's the only reason I know. Where is JoJo?
In the truck.
No, he's
How could I
not.
be playing with the board in the truck?
Well, I didn't know you were playing with that.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi there, JoJo.
See? You gave yourself a raise, JoJo.
Because I'm not trying to hide. I know Shannon's going to kill me one way or another.
Wow.
It's happened so many times.
So what JoJo saying is we shouldn't play this game since Shana wins every time.
Did you break that board?
No.
Because the board was... I picked the board up. And the... everything
I
was
thought
where
you
it's
broke
supposed to
it.
be. No. I just picked it up. I didn't even do anything with it. And I have a... text on.
Oh. I'd clicked on it, but I didn't say anything. Mihi, you're the winner! You look so disappointed.
Yeah, you let me win.
Jojo looks
should
so
really
disappointed.
No, you should really see how we're positioned. It looks,
It looks fine on my screen.
It's fine, but it's like we're, I don't like those hands close.
It looks fine on my screen.
Again, that doesn't mean it is fine. Oh my god, that is ridiculous, the placement of your hand and the position you're in.
It's still hunting me, be careful.
If I pick a ghost, I'm going to
Oh, she crawling. Alright, she's done. Run, Mihi, run! Run, Mihi, run!
Being as fast as I can.
Mihi's not gonna make it.
Yay!
Mihi made it!
Is there a way to bring you guys alive, or?
No, just guess ghost. I'm gonna guess Myling, because it was very quiet, especially that first time. I couldn't hear it at all. I don't know.
Alright. Pushing the button.
I've sent you the photos of how we go.
Okay. Oh, that is not what it looked like for me. That is not what it looked like for me. That's so inappropriate.
What makes it worse is where your hand is.
Oh, it's a wraith.
That's so inappropriate.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Alright. We're gonna do some slightly normal games. By that I mean slightly. Very slightly. Okay. Very, very slightly.
Okay.
We have
what
hiding.
is that?
We have hiding. We have 2 cursed objects, one of which is always going to be tarot cards. Because we're going to start each game by pulling the tarot cards.
No.
Tarot roulette to start.
No.
You're fine, True. We get 2 evidence only.
I have to put more stuff in because.
Oh, I can provide. It's okay.
No, Mihi provided extra tripod.
We do not
Wait,
need an extra
so
tripod.
Excuse me, do we want tripods or not?
Yes.
Whippy!
Whipzar just
go.
subscribed for free with
I mean,
Prime.
that's the right
Hey,
amount.
Thank you
Shana
for the
Lee, good night.
19 months. I heckin'
I can't even see
appreciate
it.
you, and thank you for the Prime. I know you only get one of those, so thank you for using your Prime on me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I love your face, Mihi. Get you some good sleep. Get you some good sleep.
Wait,
Sweet
Mihi's leaving?
dreams.
No.
Whippy.
He's saying goodnight.
I said night whippy.
Well, no, she
Whippy.
said good night, Mihi. Shana said that.
I said Whippy.
Chat clip now.
Did I say Mihi? I definitely meant to say Whippy.
Mihi, I sent you the images.
I don't know, whippy and mean he's kind of, you know, that's a.
They're kind of close, yeah. They're kind of close, so.
Yeah. Oh.
All right.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. New intel. Reports of light.
All right.
Harmless, so be careful out there.
Maybe somebody bring us salt? Because I feel like that'll be useful. I hope this is a Koromosh. Fingers crossed for Koromosh.
I don't even know
I'll
what
get
that
those
is.
power turned on. It's the blind ghost.
I never heard of that. That's new to me.
Well, it's a new ghost, and you haven't played very much lately, so that's not surprising.
Yeah, I've been out of town.
Oh, it's in the garage. Ghost is in the car bedroom. True. We don't need all the tripods. Okay.
Oh, man.
Yes, ghost is in the car bedroom. I found the bone already. Look at that. We have monkey paw as our other object. I've got a crucifix down. Let's play tarot roulette.
Did you set this on intermediate? Why would that seem easy?
And I just got really lucky. Who went into the garage?
Me.
Come back into the living room. We're tarot rouletting.
Where I had a crucifix in my hand.
Oh, it should be in here with us, not in the garage.
I see it on the floor.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice. No, the other one.
Oh, True put it in the ghost room.
The second one.
Yeah. Because if it hunts in there, we can just run to the hiding spot. Wheel of Fortune red.
Oh, that.
Oh, hide. Shade incoming, probably.
The frick is that?
A ghost?
No, it was moving something.
I mean, they do tend to throw things when they're hunting.
This one sounds like it's moving a bookshelf.
The ghost is just moving in general, imagine.
Okay.
Oh, it's
see.
I had to move so I could see if the light was still on. It's really quiet, the ghost.
Lights off.
Lights are off. Okay. I think it's JoJo's turn.
Yeah, I don't see the cards though.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Do you see them now?
Not on the table?
They were invisible when I picked them up.
Oh, I see him on the table.
I still see him on the table too.
On the table.
I see nothing in JoJo's hand.
The towel.
This is my turn. Okay, here we go.
A crucifix is disappearing and reappearing as well.
Oh,
Blue
which
tower.
one?
This one.
Okay,
In my hand.
put it on the sofa. Tower.
Watch me, he summoned the ghost again.
Tower.
Turn off the car. Turn off the car.
Yeah, that's the car.
Death.
Okay.
What was going on with JoJo this time? I can't say it.
So it'll be you next time.
No.
I know. It's just going. I feel like it's very quiet.
I hear footsteps. Oh, it's there.
Yeah, it might just be because it went downstairs, but it feels very quiet. I don't know. Oh, it turned the breaker off. I'll go get it.
I can't even see the cards. The JoJo still
Oh, sorry, they're on this
Oh,
side.
no, it didn't turn the breaker off. The breaker's on. Why
I
isn't
see
the
it.
light switch working?
Okay, cool.
There we go. Okay, my turn.
Okay, that's weird.
The frick? Oh, something about Wheel of Fortune red.
Okay, you lost sanity.
Wow.
Wheel of
I blame
Fortune
Ohio.
green.
The person or the state?
mistake.
I think we should blame the person.
Yes, there's no more cards.
No, it's
No,
on
there
the
should be card.
it's on the table right here.
Moonlit look like. I think that
I
was
think yeah.
Aw, is
No,
that the
do your
last
thing.
one?
No, there's
What a
not-
No.
boring set of cards.
See? What the freak?
Yeah, when they're done,
They don't disappear now.
stay there.
Oh, this game is broken.
Nice EMF on this wall that just turns on and off.
Alright. Let's see if we can get to evidence, I guess.
Just gonna grab some more equipment.
And maybe I'll get a photo. Oh, it's stepping? No feet?
freezing.
Oh, we have freezing. Okay. What's up? Just vibing, Casper. We're playing some goofy games where we were trying to kill each other. Had some goofy settings. Just, you know, saying goodbye to Willow as it is. That's going to be changing on Tuesday.
Do you know which room it's in?
Tim, welcome in. It's still in the garage. Guys, if you're not already following Tim, Bobby Tim, there's a button popping up at the top of your screen that you can hug right now and go share some love. It's free to do so. Free to do so, so why would you not? Tim, how was your stream? Welcome in. Tell us about it.
Tim Bobby Zero just traded with 3
Basically had a
viewers.
full restart of stream twice because of the internet. Unfortunately, but we're here. Base dog name. Thank you. Thank you. She's my baby. Where are you? How old are you? Can you speak to me? Can you talk to me? Are you young? Are you old? Are you French? Are you pizza? Are you Lisa? Are you sexy? Are you single? Where are you? How old are you? Hello? I'm not getting anything on the spirit box. So far, just freezing. It's only stepped in one of the salts. Was good we did grounded. Were you doing the first grounded or were you doing the second one?
It's written in the book.
Oh, it wrote in the book?
Yep.
So it might be what somebody said.
A swan, demon, Moroi, revenant, or shade? Definitely could be a shade. We did have shade sus. We did have shade sus. Thank you for the follow. We do keep them anonymous so you can lurk or chat, whatever you feel comfy with.
Shades aren't sus.
Yeah, they are.
You know, I think mimics are.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, you know, they can mimic a shade. The first? Nice. Is it your first time playing? It was fun. I have arachnophobia. Oh my god, same. That's why I can't play grounded. I have definitely watched people play, but I've never played myself because of that. We can rule out Moroi, because it's, you know, not Spirit Box. I'm curious what our new ghost is going to be. Ooh, there's a Duskull in the chat. Get it. Yeah, I don't know how you played it with arachnophobia. I'd be terrified. Oh, you're Alexis on YouTube, Casper. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't restart YouTube after the internet went down because it's a pain in the butt to reset literally everything. But I was on YouTube too.
Teleporting around the map.
I am?
Yes.
Oh, that's concerning.
To be fair, that's a somewhat common thing at the moment.
It's still concerning.
It is. There's no one else's.
Yeah, you guys aren't for me.
Oh, you're completely gone through. Oh, now you're behind me. You were like here by the fuse box breaker, and then did you see that as well? Leigh?
I just scream and people laugh in the wise words of Courage the dog. The
Oh my
things
God.
I do for love. No fair.
Shiny. Shiny.
I caught a shiny Duskull.
Nice.
Let's go. Oh, that's so exciting. That's so exciting. I'm so happy. This ghost is not doing anything.
Being very shady.
What is our average sanity at?
Let's find out.
We should be below 50 by quite a bit.
Oh wait, that's right, the swing.
Oh, it just tried to hunt with us in the room.
Wow.
So
It's not.
It's probably not a shade. Probably not a demon. So we're down to Revenant or a Swan, which should be easy to figure out with a hunt.
Remnant.
A Swan. We have all the hiding. We have all the hiding.
Yay.
I'm gonna take the crucifixes out though.
Oh. Hide.
It's not hunting.
I know. I just want to hide anyway.
Oh, she's venting.
Where'd she go?
Keep in mind, the Swan can start walking to you during the grace period, and we have a 4-second grace period. So if you're already hiding,
It's in here.
That little midget. Get out here.
true. I don't think that's I don't think that's a PC word.
It's scary. You caught me by surprise.
So,
Oh shoot, that's a hunt.
It's not a revenant. Smudging. I might see if it's in a Swan. I might die.
What is that? Oh.
It's in a Swan. It ended its hunt.
okay.
When it got to my hiding. Did I get the photo? Oh no, the book's full.
Rick? I'm outside.
Get some good sleep, Orion. Guys, just a reminder, if you're not following Orion, please go give Orion a follow. We love Orion. Orion is also super creative. Super, super, super creative. True. This ghost is really cool. I want to show you. So what we're going to do... Where are you, True?
In the truck. We can
Come
just
back.
cook the
Come,
ghost
no,
and
no,
I can
no.
watch it.
No.
No.
Come back to the house. Come back in the house. I want you to experience this. Come with me.
What?
It's gonna
Come here.
become your new favorite ghost.
This is going to be your new favorite. I promise. I promise.
Oh my god.
We're going to make the ghost
I will
follow
even
us
give
into
you
the
my-
hiding.
What?
Where are you?
You're not going to... Put your smudge down. You don't need it.
I can record him. I will record him.
No.
So we're gonna go into the hiding in the blue bedroom here together, okay?
It's hiding in there. Look, you don't want to show up. I think we should
No,
go.
it will. Give it a second. It's because I smudged it during the hunt.
True, don't be a chicken.
Nobody's being a chicken.
Dakota, enjoy your McCheesecake.
Me, I am not what I eat.
Tim, when is your next stream? Are you gonna do more grounded?
So if True was in the truck, True teleported past me back inside. The only
Never
one
in the
not.
truck.
Oh, you
True's
weren't in
here.
the truck. You were lying.
Okay, it's hunting.
I was joking.
So we're gonna let it see us and we're gonna bait it into the hiding spot. Let's go. Make sure you're crouched. Do you see how it ended? So this ghost, as long as you're in an official hiding spot, it ends its hunt when it gets to you. The thing is, though, it starts walking toward you during the grace period. So if you're already in a hiding spot, so like for example, if we're in the ghost room in a hiding spot and it starts its hunt, it can start on top of you.
Oh, wow.
So almost voiding the grace period without voiding the grace period.
Oh, okay.
So this has got to be your new favorite ghost, Mr. Hides a Lot.
Oh my gosh.
If that's not
Look at the
Discord
picture. We
role,
don't have any
I don't know what is.
Look, I'm stuck.
You're not stuck, True. Get in the van. Thank you for the follow. It's free. I appreciate you. And you can lurk, you can chat, because they're anonymous. Whatever you want to do. Tomorrow, hell yeah. Well, you guys make sure you check out Tim's stream tomorrow. More Grounded at 11 p.m. Let's go. Let's go. Alright, you guys have a swan in the book?
Yeah.
Alright, can we manifest a Cormos for the next one? I want a Cormos.
I was trying to.
And a blood moon.
Oh, you asking for a lot now.
Cormos,
So Shana want to see Kratos
blood
and a
moon,
red moon?
Cormos, blood moon, Cormos.
Yeah, she asking for too much.
moon.
That's why.
Shana, I don't think Kratos is going to show up in this game.
Emote and song party, you got it. You got it. Let me pick a song out here. Get your emotes ready, guys. I want to see if you've got them. All of your best and favorite emotes. Let's see. Let's do. I'm being indecisive. Let's do this one.
You indecisive never.
Let me see all your favorite emotes. Hold on. We gotta throw the scubas in the chat. Look at all those emotes. Oh, it didn't put Sarah's. Here we go. I think I should add True's dance on the end, even though it's not a scuba.
Yeah, don't do that. It's not a scuba.
There we go. No, it fits in.
No,
Look
it
at those
does not. It's
colors.
not a scuba. It's
It
not
don't
a
matter.
scuba. Wow. Yes, it does.
God, it's been so long. I got
Yeah, the Trucy Dancy.
Oh my gosh, that is not what that's called, by the way.
Look at all those great emotes. I'm so here for it.
We've arrived. Check the equipment. Get set up before investigating. Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry.
I love the silver dance emote too. It's so good. Yeah, let's go. Thank you guys for the dance party. That was great. It wasn't a blood moon, but maybe we'll get the Cormosh. Maybe we'll get the Cormosh. Maybe this is our Cormosh time. Breakers in the car bedroom. Not the golden kappa. I love it too. Oh, giant boner.
Yeah, naturally.
And a voodoo. Alright, I'm ready to pull cards when you guys are.
Oh, it's in the master bedroom.
Okay.
I turned the light on.
It's Motel 6. Ghost leaves the light on for us. Not a mare.
That's still a thing.
For ghost guessing, all the ghosts are an option except for mare now. I guess I'll go put the book in there while we're waiting for everybody to join us for Tarot Roulette.
New donation from Timbarbatim0.
Tim, thank you so much for the dono to help Vodka. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We're at 79% of our goal for her surgery. I heckin' appreciate you so much. That's so kind of you. I'm doing well, Matt. How are you? That took too long. Oh, the notification. It might be because my internet went down earlier, and so everything with notifications are sometimes a little delayed when stuff gets messed up. It just messes everything up when that happens, unfortunately. It's very frustrating. Oh, on your end? Oh. You know, technology. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Who's got the cards? But I appreciate you.
Blue Tower. Bam.
Okay. Sun. Guys, I'm so sane right now.
Death. Fool.
An actual fool.
Me, he took off one and she fell for it.
It's like, I want to run.
You have to.
Oh, I hate when that happens, Tim. Or like when you can't find your password.
dice. What is that?
Extra drunk, dehydrated.
Christmas?
Gave blood, but have an extra 500 bucks. Let's go. A real one, or did it glow purple?
It had rings and it grew yellowish.
It was white.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's real then. Perfect.
Yay.
Bri.
New donation from Timbarbatim0.
Oh, another one. 10, thank you.
Is that another high priest?
Oh no, that was a moon. Sorry, I think it was a moon.
I saw the
I was talking about the dono. We're at 83% now.
Where is it? Where's the ghost?
No. True. No. True. No.
Aw.
We might pull a hangman or something still.
Oh my gosh.
Also, I want to watch when you
You wanna watch when I pulled more cards?
No, when somebody dies and comes back to life.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see someone get the hangman.
Yeah, that too. It's been a while since I've seen somebody else get the hangman. Thank you so much, Tim. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dakota Cooler 2000 contributed $5 to A Night Among Throne. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the $5 to the Taco Bell gift card. I appreciate you.
Don't get the lettuce.
I appreciate you. You guys being too kind. Wanted to make sure it worked before I sent what I wanted to send. You're too sweet, Tim. That's at 83% now. That's insane. That's insane. It's not an Oni or a Kormosh, unfortunately. So the Noni Breath, any of the following events, if it follows you, it can't be a Kormosh. I appreciate you guys. That was Wheel of Fortune, red.
Done.
You don't see the cards?
No, I see them. I can't.
Oh, they're done? Ripperoni. Yeah. Let me see if it wrote in the book. It has not written in the book yet.
Oh, there's an orb.
Oh, there's an orb? Okay.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I got it.
The ghosts have been fun tonight. We've just been doing goofy games for the most part, Bri. Did a few serious solo ones in the beginning, and then did some goofy ones where we were trying to intentionally unalive each other. My internet went out, you know, and then OBS crashed immediately afterwards. So it's been fun. But now we're doing a couple fun games with evidence. Oop. Hunting. Come loop it around the sofa with me, True. And we can let her kill you. Over here.
I'm right behind you.
Stand up, stand up. Yeah. Well, start it over here, though, so she loops this way. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm terrible at looping.
No, you got this.
Do it, True.
Don't listen to Cass. I'm terrible at looping.
Is this like yokai? Yokais don't have orbs.
What is it?
It was a mimic. Yeah, see.
Oh, she's coming. She's coming.
Hey,
She's crawling. Oh, they do. Okay, I lied. I lied.
Okay, you didn't lie. There's a big difference between lying.
Okay, I was mistaken.
Just terribly yeah, you was mistaken. Terribly mistaken.
Also looking at equipment for working in the new shed. Heck yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I want to do a lot of Cherokee work in the future, so I love doing this type of stuff. Oh, I love that. What are some of your favorite charities that you've worked with before or that you want to work with? Where are you? How old are you? Because I love to do charity stuff too. Usually, like, every couple months we do like a charity thing here. And I had originally planned to do something different until I found out that EMF5, I was gonna have to raise some money to help me pay for my dog's surgery, unfortunately. Diane, Obake, or Raiju, which it can't be an Obake because we don't have UV.
Oh, so Diane.
Yeah, because it wasn't fast enough to be a Raiju. Do you want to?
Diane.
You want to go around the island, True?
I guess.
I've got some jobs
Do you
ready
have
for you.
incense?
Yeah, somewhere.
Can I have it since you're gonna die?
Wait, where is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, done.
I thought I picked one up.
Nudge.
Yeah, I know where I
Where?
have it.
You didn't. Put 2 on the coffee table.
Oh, on the
okay,
coffee
that's
table?
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool.
So he stole Mihi's.
I saw
Nope,
another one in
there's
the
an
truck.
extra
Meet me in the kitchen, True.
I saw an extra one, so I grabbed it.
I guess. But this thing's a crawler. we
Poopy,
can't
enjoy your
see
flat
it.
white zombie. How are you? Guys, make sure you're following my best friend, Cooper. That's my bestest friend.
Cooper, go to sleep.
Cooper, my internet went out. I'm so sad.
Hunting ghost.
Eric, enjoy your
Cooper-
yokai latte.
Nice.
I want to do more
Cooper, tell Chat that I'm
personal
terrible at
charity
Lupin.
work, stuff for like cancer assistance and other things. I love that. I love that.
The
I think
break?
that stuff's really important. It's really, really important.
Oh, that's the break.
Hiya, cutie patootie. It's Amelia Earhart's birthday in my town, and I have been at the bar. I didn't know people celebrate Amelia Earhart's birthday. That's really cool. That's actually really, really cool. I love that. I'm glad you've been having fun, Erk. I love you. I'm having a good night overall. I had a kind of crappy day at work today, but it's been a good night, other than my internet going out.
I should have had pizza for dinner.
One of these days, I did not have pizza for dinner. I've not had dinner yet. One of these days, I'm gonna riot at MediaCom. One of these days.
One of these days, you need to eat dinner.
I'm gonna eat dinner after stream. Don't worry.
That's a midnight snack. That's not dinner.
Oh, I'm gonna go grab the voodoo doll. Why isn't this ghost hunting?
Oh, somebody
Oh.
You putting a crucifix?
Yeah, somebody left a crucifix in there. I didn't know the crucifixes were in there. I thought they were still in the living room.
No, I put one in there while we were looking for evidence. I thought because you two were going to look, you would have grabbed it.
No, I didn't know they were in there. That's okay. I pulled both of them out now. Well, I pulled the one out that wasn't fully used. Anyway.
I only put one
Get
in.
some good sleep, Tim. Thank you for coming in with your community. Guys, please, once again, go show Tim lots of love. It's free. Free to drop somebody a follow. Check them out. You know, all those shenanigans. And then, yeah. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And thank you for the love for vodka, too. I appreciate you. I can't believe we've already made it to almost 90%, which is crazy.
That's an A minus. Oh,
All right, you
showtime.
ready, True?
No, but okay.
You got this.
Oh, he's not falling.
It is not. Why is she so fast? I got stuck on the trash can. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm out of spread. I'm stuck. Oh well.
Oh no!
But you gonna come back to life.
Oh my God, that bright light.
And now you're immune.
So I can bang this chick. Come here. Bang, 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 bang.
True!
Did anyone else hear what Drew just said?
No. I mean with gunshots.
Oh, we
bang,
all
bang.
heard.
Yeah, with gunshots. Bang, bang, bang. See? Bang, bang, bang.
clip that, please?
Yeah, I'm on it.
No, we do not need that clip. We do not need to clip violence.
Oh, I just got stuck on the trash can again.
Again?
Yeah, again.
What are we roasting?
Oh, she said reverse, reverse! Don't do that to me, you stinky ghost!
She went in the bathroom. She had to use the bathroom.
Well, that's why she's
She didn't wash her
stinky.
hands.
She really didn't wash her hands. She extra tinky.
I named that one too.
No, don't name it.
We have an extra media. I'm sorry. I was trying to get the dead body.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, body.
Oh, you did get a dead body video. Nice.
Oh my god.
I did. I was trying to get that.
I cannot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume you'd like that as a flirt.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would.
I'll deal with that
And if
later.
you could send me the sound as well, so I can put it on my stream deck, that would be great.
Oh my gosh, no.
And I need to be able to send it to
Stream deck is
Cooper
full.
and Brad and Twyla
No,
so they can all have it.
No, all their stream decks are full.
No, they're not. They're very much
Yeah, they
not.
are.
They're very much not.
They are
No.
full.
No. I've got plenty of pages that I can make on here and room for you.
Why? No, I'm not important. That's not called for.
Would you like to hear some of my true sounds?
No, chat.
I have a whole folder dedicated to true.
No, chat. Chat would rather do a little dance session. What is it called? The dance thing or whatever? What is that called? I can hear nothing. I'm glad I can't hear it. I cannot hear a thing. Thank goodness.
And now we have one more.
No, we don't. By the way, I heard none of that, by the way. Thank goodness.
It doesn't matter. Chat heard all of it.
Chat,
Everybody here heard all of it. True, where are you? Get in the van.
I'm in a van already.
You were not in the van.
I'm in a van now.
No, you're not. You're halfway in the wall.
See, I found another glitch. This game is broken.
This game's not broken. Everything is a feature.
Oh my gosh. This is a broken feature, maybe.
If this is actually a Raiju, and I'm just dumb, I swear to God. But I feel like it was a Diane. I had my electronics on and it was not fast enough.
This game is broken, I told you.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Like prepared
That's it.
jobs
That's
for
supposed to be
you.
a
How? Okay, because it came out of the room super fast, but then I was looping it around that table without sprint most of the time. And I had my head cam on, so it should have been way faster.
It's so broken.
You know, I have Tuesday, guys, Tuesday. We can hope that many things will be fixed.
I'm like, what's Tuesday now?
Right? We're just hoping many things will be fixed on Tuesday. Many a thing, hopefully. Fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. That being said, that needs to be my last one for the evening.
Oh my gosh.
How many sound clips of True does Shana have? 5,
Zero.
10, 14.
0. That's 14 too many.
14.
That's 14 too many. Oh my gosh. I got
Huge thank you to
we
our
have-
raiders today.
Sorry, we have 3 winners. I didn't know if that's enough.
Call a few randoms. Check your bingo cards, guys. Check your bingo cards. I know exactly who I want to raid this evening. They are not playing Phasmophobia, but I've been wanting to raid them for a little bit, so we're just gonna do it anyway. I'll be back on Tuesday. We obviously are going to be checking out the update. Don't forget about your drops. Don't forget about your drops. Vodka did bark at the beginning of stream, but we started a new bingo card. From then. So, I don't know if she's barked since we started the new bingo card. I don't know. We're gonna raid a hottie McHottie, who I adore, named Caffeinated Cloud. If you guys don't know her, she's an indigenous streamer, and I love her. So let's go show her lots of love. Drop her a follow if you don't know her. What are you looking for, True?
To get all your donation stuff out the way.
Everything command does that.
You're such a goober.
Silly chick.
You're such a goober. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. We're gonna be remaking Willow in another game, so keep an eye out for that. And I'll probably be making a video playing a little bit more Willow before the game, before it changes. Tomorrow, come by Discord for Discord games. It's scheduled in the calendar on Discord, so check it out. Check out the game chat. If you don't know about it, get Ham the game if you want to be able to play with us. And I'll see you Tuesday for sure. So, good night, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the love. Go follow True if you haven't. Go do it.
Wait, what?
What?
You said what?
What?
What do you want Chess to do?
To follow you.
Okay, I'm gonna